inageuka. Unaongea chafu inageuka. The governor atakam analipa wasee juzi we tried protesting, alipewa wazae soda na mkate. Do you know that maandamano ilishia hapo? That is the thing which you are saying. It's not only about Nairobi alone. It's countrywide. But now watu wameanza kurudi nyuma. Reason being, like, no one cares. No one cares. So my 50 cent, what I think, let's pass information to everybody. Let this thing be strategic. Let tuiweke hapa nje. Wacha wase waelewe we are advocating for this and this and this. For instance, many people have died. Many people have died. Wengine watazikuwa hivi karibuni. Some of us, you are going to put ourselves and our lives in stake atujali. But the question ni, kuna wase wana take advantage of this movement. As you're speaking, there are some people say washakatiwa yao. Yesterday, Gaitho alishikwa. Nimesahau jina mwingine. It was Gaitho and I've forgotten the other name. How many people tweeted about them? How many? Nobody. Sasa na assume Kioti Sonko maybe yes him famous hivyo sana. So that's why unapata hii kitu hujashika sana. My thinking, let's be united. Let's focus. Yeah, kuandamana si mbaya. But let us be strategic. Tunaandamana tunajua leo ni Uhuru Park, tunaenda Uhuru Park, hata kama divert tusipofika Uhuru Park tuende mahali pengine, it still makes sense. But let us be strategic. Let us share information to everybody. Wacha kila msee ajue kunaendaje. And that's all. The last one. I was a die-hard fan wa Raila. I was. Msee leo karibu nilie na jana. That guy amenimes. So saa ile story ya tribeless, fearless ni nini? Mimi niko huko mbaya. I'm still young. Siwezi kuwa hapa nikitetea mzee fulani na anijali. So for us Kenyans and my fellow youths, let us be strategic, let us be focused, let us know the goal ni nini. Wataua wasee, watafanya nini, but revolution must watu wadai. Hiyo tujue tu. That's all. Wataua wasee, watafanya nini, but revolution must watu wadai. Hiyo tujue tu. That's all.
Thank you very much. 6,000. There's a lady that is on the speaker. We've had a lot of gentlemen. Josephine, and then Esther, then Matson. Mavrero, you go after Lisa. A bit of a balance. We get to hear our ladies. Josephine.
Hi, I can hear you.
Esther, if you can hear me, open your mic. Kindly proceed.
Thank you very much. The last sentence of the last speaker broke my heart because it's very true. In a revolution, people have to die. But I just want to say this as I begin. Let's get very strategic. Let's think through our plans, especially the plans where we know there'll be a high number of deaths, like walking to State House. Let's get really strategic. We need numbers to go to State House, like the country, the Sri Lankans, when they went and took over the presidential palace, they overpowered the police. It was impossible for the police to dare anything. Actually, they overpowered them. They took over. They went to the swimming pool. They swam. They went to the bedroom. They took over the whole palace. But they had the numbers, and that's what I want us to do. Let's get very strategic. Let's not call for going to State House until we know we have the numbers, we know we have the traction. Let's get very strategic so we can reduce the amount of lives that will be lost in this journey. Let's get strategic. I hope you guys understand me. State House is the people's house. You know, like the White House in America, it's usually open to visitors, any member of the public. I live in England. Buckingham Palace, the Westminster, there's no place that the people are blocked from, like the way State House is at a protected area. The State House is the people's house. That man is living there because of the taxpayer, because of the votes he got from the Kenyan people who are sovereign. We, the Kenyan people, are sovereign. Here in England, you can go to Buckingham Palace. They open, in fact, all the palaces, they open them for tours. Tourists, people from foreign countries can come and walk into Westminster and look at anything. They can see where the parliamentarians are. So my prayer is that we will get to that point. But let's get there strategically. Let's plan this thing meticulously so that we know that the lives that have been lost and that will be lost at that time, we'll know that we have done our best to protect lives, even as we move forward in the revolution. But this is not what I wanted to talk about. I want to bring to our attention what's happening with the education ministry and the education sector. There seems this Ruto government, I'm willing to die for this, even though I'm so far. By the way, I'm a millennial, and my family was not wealthy enough to put us through university. We studied through HELB, we studied through Kibaki's free education, and then the first thing they did was hit at the universities. Fee structures came from 30,000 to 300,000 per year. Even that 30,000 was a struggle for many parents, which is why HELB was there. Students could hustle, but it was an amount that students could hustle with the parents and then come up with something together with the HELB amount that they were given. This administration, I'm so angry because no government has done this to Kenyans. In the Uhuru government, there was HELB. Maximum fees people are paying was 30K, 40K for the big courses. Kibaki's government, not only was there HELB and reasonable fees for university, we had free education. Even before, in Moi's time, my eldest brother studied in Moi's time, there was HELB. And the fee structure was reasonable. I think he paid 24,000 to study engineering. During Moi's time, this is the only government, the only president in Kenya's history that has refused, that has closed the door to education. That the only government that is shutting out education, shutting out the poor from the great equalizer that is education. And they know a poor generation that is uneducated, they'll be super easy to control. They won't be like us, Gen Zs and millennials, who question every step they make because of how educated we are. We know our rights. We know our A's to Z's. Listen to this. The first thing they did was attack university. The next thing, Linda Mama was removed. Remember, Linda Mama was taking care of maternal health for the poor. And the first 5 years, my mother is a midwife. The first 5 years of a child's life are the most important. And that's why Linda Mama was coming in. Now, Linda Mama has been removed. And if you... let me try and calm down. If you look at the amount that is needed for Linda Mama, all these luxuries that they are paying for could cover Linda Mama. But anyway, they prioritized their luxuries. Linda Mama was removed, which means the child of the poor mother will have a very hard time reaching to 5 years old. Okay. So for those who get to 5 years old, the small percentage of the poor that get their children to 5 years old, there was another cover in the last government called Edu Afia for children in school. Ruto has removed that as well. So the children of the poor, if they make it to standard 1 primary school, then there's another fight there that they will have to face. And I'm hoping and praying and believing that us millennials and Gen Zs, we will fight for the next generation until all these things are returned to them. It is their right according to our constitution. Education shall not be denied to anyone. It's in our constitution. Let's fight for it with the people, the sovereign people of Kenya. Edu Afia was removed. The next thing, I want you guys to see how every level of education has been attacked. That the children of the poor, who are the majority of the country, are facing a war on every level from the time they're born, Linda Mama out. They have to face diseases, childbirth. How many will survive? What percentage will survive? We know how many will die in that age. I know how many will die because my mother is a midwife. She has told me how many will die. The percentage of children that will be dying before they reach 5 years old. The mortality rate. Okay, so after Afia has been removed in the primary schools.
Esther, kindly land.
I'm landing, I'm sorry. So I'm really sorry. After Afia has been removed, the JSS teachers were also striked off. They cannot, they don't have enough money to hire 46,000 teachers. Can you imagine? 46,000 teachers are missing in our classrooms. I want us to all get angry. Imagine the amount of value and education that 46,000 teachers would bring to Kenya's children. This government doesn't care, but they're rebuilding State House for 1 billion shillings. The State House that the King of England came to. It was good enough for the King of England, but it's not good enough for Ruto. He needs 1 billion shillings for that, while teachers are not in classrooms. They have no pay. They're not even talking about reinstating them. Let's get very angry. From primary school, high school, university, there has been a full attack on education for the next generation. Let's fight for them. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Esther. Thank you for that. So kindly nobody to repeat that. She's spoken about education. She's spoken about the child care taken off. Remember, the doctors were on the street the other day. So our health system is also problematic. So Lisa, you'll go. Just if you're on the mic, give me an emoji because I want to add another bunch of speakers. Lisa, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, take the mic. Just stick to 3 minutes so that I don't have to cut you off.
Sure. Thank you so much, guys, for hosting and everybody else who has turned up today. I just want to emphasize very quickly, I'm not going to take long because I don't even have much time today. I want to emphasize on this movement, being on this space from for a minute. So the thing is, like, I can see the intimidation that's happening, the kidnapping and things like that, and I just want to tell people this is tactics that have been used even in the past. The reason why right now they don't know who to hold accountable, it's because it's a leaderless, partyless, whatever. So don't be fooled when they try to incite you, when they try to come up with these tribal propaganda and stuff like that. It's because they know you're already ahead of the game. Like, I'm talking about the whole system is messed up. Like, from top to bottom, like we can't even finish listing. So I just wanted to tell people to stick together. Obviously, in every revolution, there's people that, everything that you're facing is the challenge that comes with it. So I just want to emphasize on the people, like, keep going, keep moving. Do not relent, because they are waiting for that minute so that they can come and nail you properly. So we are not going to give them that chance to do that, because this is in the Constitution. There's nothing anybody is doing wrong. We are just fighting for our rights. And yeah, let's keep the fight going. There's going to be naysays. People are gonna be paid off and stuff like that, and we're already used to this. We know these guys, they are not leaders, they are cartels, from time memorial. So everything, they're gonna bring tribal, religious, whatever, you name it, just to try and distract. But trust me, when you're hitting headlines in even Financial Times and all those other Wall Street headlines, frontline in the US, I have so many people who have reached out to me and asked me, "Are you okay? We can see you guys in the news, like we are seeing, and blah blah blah." So you keep pushing, and tuko pamoja sana. There is no relenting. We push forward, okay? For those people who are sabotaging, because this is the cartel game. We are not going to end up like South American countries where it's being run by cartels. And you saw them. They came over here, interfered. rigged our system, and this is why we are in this mess, you know. So they're gonna sabotage. I've seen even the hashtag going down, Ruto must go. When we say Ruto must go, for those political people who are trying to divide people, we mean the whole swamp, you know, like Ruto, the rest, all people, whoever has the political class, let me put it that way, because they are out here to intimidate and do all that stuff. And they're still not even ready to listen to you people. They're not ready to work for you people. They are still killing kids, killing youth who are the future, you know. So let's not give them a chance. I'm on my way to Nairobi, so let's strategize, like somebody said, and we see what's going to happen. We need a strong, strong movement so that they can listen. And don't let anybody intimidate you or stop you or whatever. You know what you're fighting for. So go for it. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you. Matson, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear
Can you
you.
take
Can you
the
hear
mic?
me?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Well, thank you for this opportunity and thank you for hosting this space. One thing I would like to insist on is being resilient. We need to be resilient for our rights, for our fallen soldiers. Our condolences. I want to echo what Ishmael told us, that we must always remember Ruto must go is our main goal, and we need to plan. We need to plan for even long term, especially 2027. I want to echo what Professor has been doing, keeping pressure to the to have IDs come out early. It is important because the government is trying to suppress our votes by the Gen Zs not having the IDs. So I would like us to put more pressure on that. The other important thing is this blockchain that is used to ensure the safety of our votes, called M-Kura. I'm very happy about it. We need to support that, and we need to ensure that we support that thing. Thank you so much, and let's keep fighting.
Thank you very much, Matt. So, Effie, you can go ahead, and then we'll follow by Nisha Pai. I'm dropping you if you've spoken so that I can add another bunch of speakers kindly, or you can just drop the mic. You can get off the speaker panel. Effie,
Hi, thank you. Can you guys hear me though?
let's proceed.
All right. First of all,
Am I wrong?
hi, thank you. Can you guys hear me though? All right. First of all, I think you guys are doing a really great job. And we're very, very proud of you. Those of us who are not in Kenya. But today I have a different enemy, and I would like to address them probably in a language that they will understand. So mi nataka kubonga stori za goons na probably goons wako hapa. I'll try to keep it as minimal as possible. Mi life nimetravel na sijaona watu wajinga kama nini. If you have a friend who has been paid to come and distract this, only mjinga, the level ya ujinga hata sijai experience maisha yangu. Nigga, we are out here trying to fight so that you and your children's children can have a better country, can have a future. So that ile siku madhako atakuwa msik, akienda hosi atapata madawa. Ile siku madhako ataenda hosi, akipatia na kadi ya NHIF, ita function na mtaanza kuambiwa sijui mlipe stories za madawa, sijui nini, ati nalipa bed peke yake. Huko tu yuko nje unatupiga tukitry kufightia rights kama hizo. We are out here, young men are out here dying so that you are not worth 500 shillings. Hizo zinaenda kuvuruga watu huko. These people have been stealing right, left and center. Na brother huko tu huko unapatiwa punch. Unakam kuvuruga vijana, watu wanataka kufightia watu wako waende shule. Kama una ganji, watu wako wapewe lunch. Ushinde ukigwaya ati mtu wangu atakula nini. Tunafaitia ndio upewe hizi vitu. Baadaye na ujinga yako juu unafikiria tu stories za leo. unakamkaribia wasee wanataka kufightia rights zako. Hasa unakula do ngapi? Kwani nyamuonangi news? And I want to tell everybody who is here, msiwahi samehea watu. Mtu hata asiwahi kuomba punch ama so ama vio mbili kama kwambia Buda niokolee. Mwambie hapana, huo mheshimiwa alikupatia do, enda kupatia hizo do. Simlikataa tupigania hizi rights zenu. Simlikifanya ni wajanja. Enda kupatia do. I've been seeing especially, and I'm sorry to say this, Kikuyus and people from Rift Valley, and I'm not a tribalist person, but nyi wasee mnakoga na ufala. Hakuna cha mtu wetu, hasa wakidisho wanadishingi peke yao. Kikuyus have had three presidents at the moment, and they're the highest tribe with the poorest people. Tunakam kuwafaitia ndio maisha yenu ikuwe fiti, na nyinyi mko huko mnarusha mawe, mnataka kudestroy juu ya punch brother, iko utakula siku ngapi? How long are you going to use that 500 shillings? Siku hizi hata siwezi argue na mtu, unashinda mtu kawa na reason aje? Facts ziko kwa table. There's been spaces everywhere. Kama uko TikTok, people are talking. YouTube, everybody's talking. On TV, which is even free, always sema una bundles, everybody's talking about this. But when udwanzi yako hauwezi fikiria, unaona tu hiyo party ndio shike jaba leo, aluta paka kesho, hauna kakitu, hauna edu, umerudi msoto tena uko pale jobless corner. Na wasi wako huko nje wanataka kufightia, ndio wote kuko kwa situation kama hiyo. Ndio do itiririke ikamchini, ikusaidia wewe kama mtu wa kawaida. Madwanzi, mafala, nyine mafala. Mimi hata siwezi argue na mtu kao huyo. So mimi naambianga tu mtu usikue mjinga, just don't be stupid bana. Think, it is not being taxed yet. Think, it is still free. This country, everybody should be an activist. Mimi nilituma home bro, nikaambia nieces wangu na nephew, msipotoka kwenda maandamano kupigania for better Kenya, mtu hata asioni t-shirt bob. Usiweni t-shirt bob. Endeni mshindwe, at least hata nikituma do, najua natuma do juu mliko fight hii country, maisha ikuwe better. Bro, wezi kuona niambia watu wana apply passport, 1 year ijaitoka, ati printing machines zimeharibika. Na watu wanaenda kwa ofisi daily. Kwani what have you been doing there? Now we are angry bana, we keep on being angry. I don't know if Ruto will go or he will not go. All we want is accountability and good governance. And we don't want to dialogue. Tunaongea nini na tuambie tena tunataka. You know what we want. I have not much to say. I'm just so fucking mad. I'm sorry, but thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
So don't take any water, please.
Did you see what Harry Tubman used to do? And I try kwa slaves, but the others wanamstate paka kwa slave owners. The reason why there was even revolution is because shinda hapo kituambia hapa atitupewa Kikuyu sijui ati Mount Kenya sijui 70. For what? For what? Wapewe kwa nini? Kwani hiyo ni akina nani? Incompetent.
Josephine, if you're there, I give you the mic.
Thank you, me mic. And whenever you give me the mic, when I'm almost about to get there, then I get a job and I have to work. But all in all, thank you so much. Thank you, KOT, for your commitment in hosting us in this world. And I want also to say good evening to everyone, wherever you are. And those wherever they are, it's morning, good morning. We are here back in Kenya, Josephine from Mombasa as usual. And always and every time, I'll not stop talking about remaining focused. I have listened to very many speakers today. I had an opportunity to listen to many in this group. And I've heard so many opinions. Where am I agree? In totality, we need accountability, we need good governance, and we need good leadership. But withstanding all this, one thing I would want to say is that we cannot destroy what we have, then we expect to have something else tomorrow. Some of us, we've grown in the highest levels of poverty, and right now, as we are seeing, we've seen things are changing. And when we go in the streets there and put fire on our roads, I don't think that pothole we have created it will cost us again to construct it and to rebuild it after we are through. Can we also take care of our own properties and our own infrastructures? Because once we destroy them, we will be going at a loss. Another thing I would want to say is that we cannot have had several people say that we need free education, we need free medical cover. We are entitled to all these things, but these things can be found by us ensuring that already the infrastructures which we have right now, they are functioning well for us, they are working well for us, which is not happening. Wherever you need an essential document, you have to wait for more than 6 months, and that's an essential document. We need to focus on these areas. We need to focus on what do we really want. We need to protect. You agree with me that actually 97% of our country, people who are business people, they are running their businesses with big loans, which they have taken to sustain themselves and to have the businesses running. If you remember last year but one, when Raila was leading the Maandamano after elections, you remember, if you remember very well, Samia Suluhu, Her Excellency President of Tanzania, she said it openly. She said, look, this is what is happening. We have received so many investors coming into our country simply because in our neighborhood, the fire is burning and they are taking advantage of that. That's the same thing we are still doing again as once we overdo what we are doing. When we start actually doing things that we are not supposed to do, a company will be deciding I'm closing down because I'm running at a loss. And that company is employing our own people. Then, by the time we are saying now, okay, we are done with the bad leadership now, President Ruto is out, and now we want to fix our country again. We do not have investors in the country, and they've left. So what are we supposed to do? First, we should be the foot soldiers to protect anyone's business. As long as we are there outside there in the street, make sure the person who is next to you is not destroying someone's business, is not destroying anyone's property. What has taken us out there is to say this is what we want, but not to see somebody just in going and destroying your fellow countrymen and fellow countrywoman property who is operating on business actually on deficit because they are always paying their loans, and the loans they are servicing which they don't have even conducive environment now to do the business. What am I trying to say? In this occasion, if we continue like this, in the next 2 years or so, not even 2 years, in less than a year, if we continue allowing the vandalization of businesses in our country, we will be having so many patients in the country who are suffering from high blood pressure, high blood sugars, and even stroke. Then will our country be able to manage them, to sustain them, because we have already and even stroke. Then will our country be able to manage them, to sustain them, because we have already
Wow. Is it only me? Can anybody hear Josephine? If you're on the speaker
Guess
panel,
she dropped.
Yeah, we are tunamsikia.
you can hear me or you can hear her.
Like
I can't see her.
we can hear you, but her is it's like she has gone off.
Josephine, give me 100 if you can see me.
But her is it's like she has gone off.
Josephine, give me 100 if you can see me. Okay, I think we lost our something. The space has had issues since morning. Caroline, you'll take it, and then Kevin. Kevin, actually go fast because you've had two female talk. I'm trying to balance because we need all voices heard. And I thank you all for your contributions. One day you have something really pressing I give you before Kevin. And I thank you all for your contributions. One day you have something pressing I give you before Kevin. Unmute your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I've been asking and I keep dropping. So for me, I really like this discussion and thank you everyone who has been hosting these spaces. I think it's not easy. It's like work. I'm very sure there's nothing else you're doing, and that is takes a sacrifice for you to be able to do this. So what I am going to say is that I can see some people in some spaces and even here they are trying to say that moto imeisha. I don't think it has. I think the temperature is still increasing. And having said that, is that for me, the way we are feeling, I think it's not as bad as what Ruto is feeling. I'm very sure that guy is not sleeping. So we are still on course. So, and one thing that we need to put in our minds for those people who are saying give a dialogue a chance is that we have established we are dealing with someone who is a liar and someone who is incompetent, and it is not changing. Because when even that time when you give him a chance to redeem himself, he never does it. Anasema there are no Arambes. The following day he's doing an Arambe. He says there's no extrajudicial killing, there's no brutality of the police. The second day, watu wanarushiwa gas ya pink, which is apparently is poison. So this is a person, I've even seen the spokesperson speaking nonsense, you know, today. So this is ni mtu ni ile inaitwa sikio la kufa ambalo alisikii dawa. Alafu kuna ile unasikia nyani siku yake ya kufa ikifika miti yote inateleza. So for me that's what I'm thinking is happening, because this guy has been given so many chances by the Gen Z to redeem himself, but is doing, you know, anafanya tu vile because I'm like, what is he waiting for? Some of the things that should be done very very immediately, you know, what is he waiting for? You know, he has sent his cabinet home. He has not sent his cabinet home because he's listening to you. He's sent them because they are becoming a liability to him for his political survival. That is it. Don't think he's doing it. Unajua kuna ile ushaitisha mtu kitu alafu anakupea na roho ingine mpaka you are like unasikia kumrudishia. That's how I'm feeling about Ruto. He's not giving this thing akiwa na roho safi, because I remember when he dropped the finance bill, he said, "Juu mumefanya ni drop the finance bill, I'm going to borrow trillions and trillions to run the economy." Then I'm like, this person did not even know why he let the bill go off. It's just like, mumefanya hivi pia, I'll punish you for punishing me. You know, that's what he's speaking. So we are dealing with someone who is not in touch with reality. The fact that he can say that people are being funded by Ford Foundation is ridiculous. It means ni mtu ashikanishi rada. Me, I was like, you have young people in your house. That money is a parent of Gen Zs and parents of millennials. Wenye wanashinda online hao watoto wake, and I'm very sure they are tech savvy. He can even decide to listen to his children, because your children are not going to lie to you
Yes.
because you are not paying them. You know. Oh, I don't know. Someone is doing something. Sorry. Is
No,
someone?
sorry, it's okay. Just
Okay.
go ahead. Just go ahead. I'm
Okay.
muted.
So yes, so I'm saying this is a person who is not in touch with reality, because hawezi sema ni mzee sana aelewi what is going in these spaces, or aelewi the environment. Akona millennials in his house. Akona Gen Zs in his house who are his own children. Your own children cannot lie to you. You should just call his sons and daughters and ask them, for real, my children, tell me the truth. You know, because these other people, the Dennis Tumbes are being paid, so they can lie to him. But his children rarely lie to their parents. So what I am saying is this: one, since Maandamano is looking like they want to interfere with Maandamano, because I hear they are
No.
planning.
There's news right now, Mwende. It's just
Yeah.
the court has actually suspended the order that was issued by the police. I've just seen the tweet now. The
That,
court has issued a conservatory order suspending the ban on the protest in Nairobi and its
yeah.
surrounding areas, a directive that has been instituted by acting inspector. So it has actually been suspended because it's
Great.
unconstitutional.
Yes, good. But we don't know if they are going to obey, because they were also told about how the police should treat protesters, but they still shot on protesters. So this is a
You know, a
government that
bad
cannot be
leader, I'm
trusted.
sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt you. A
yeah.
bad leader, I'm just cooking. A bad leader will use the tools that he has, which the tools are actually ours, and we are the people. So when you're using the
Yes.
tools that are supposed to protect us to harm us, then you're not our leader. Already you're speaking to us.
Hello.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Diego.
So what I'm saying that we can complement with Maandamano. Maandamano should not stop. Maandamano is the icing in the cake of this revolution. So Maandamano is our right and it should continue. Hata decide we are going to do it in outside the UN, the embassy, the JKIA, the Apple Occupy the Nyayo House, where they are suppressing the right of the Gen Zs to vote in the next elections, because you should be very open that he's trying to make sure Gen Zs don't vote. So Gen Zs who do not have IDs, they should come up in arms and get the IDs, because kupata ID, it should not take more than 30 days. So I think the fight has started. And one thing that I'm thinking we should complement, because the LSK is on our side. LSK is supporting the agencies in this and many other volunteer lawyers and legal people. One thing is that we should substitute, not stop Maandamano, substitute Maandamano with other legal means. For example, there is a website that has been developed in I think recall something, where you can collect signatures to recall your MP. Because one, tunataka kukatakata Ruto miguu, and most of the yes MPs can be recalled. So tukimsendia like 10 MPs home ama 20 wenye walisema yes, unajua tumemkripo miguu when he's trying to pass laws in the parliament, or in case we try to do an impeachment on him. So that is one. The second one is that people who have been brutalized by this regime, people who have been killed, cases should be now in court, trying to get people accountable. Why is this tag mwenye aliua Rex moving around? He should be in. We should be having a case now ongoing now. That guy should have been arrested by now. Those are the things. We should not give him peace. Anything that now tukitoka hapo ni Safaricom yenye ilikuwa inauza data za watu. Safaricom was the one giving government information about the whereabouts of people. Wacha hata hawa spies mnasema wako hapo ndani. Safaricom ilikuwa inapeana mpaka location yako. You know where you are. Unakujiwa hapo usiku. So Safaricom is also on our radar. Tukimaliza hii, we do have other providers that can work. We cannot work with companies that are participating in brutalizing the Kenyans. So what I'm thinking is that tuchape left, right, center. Maandamano should not only be the main one. Tunapaswa kuwa na maandamano, tuko na kesi kotini, tuko na recall zinaendelea, yani ni kuchafua. That is what we can do. Hiyo ni kuchafua, inakuwa mtu haezi lala hata kama he is not going to get out. Tumpe pressure. Unajua unaweza, Ruto is how old? I think he's 60 or going there. Hiyo pressure ni mingi, inaweza fanya mtu apate heart attack. So Gen Z, uzuri wenu mko na nguvu. You know you can even go to maandamano every day because ya hiyo nguvu. That guy cannot sustain that pressure every day yenye tunampea. So tunampea hiyo pressure kila siku. Tunapiga left, right, center. That is what we should do. So nobody should say the fire is dying. There is no fire that is dying. The fire has just started because tuko na vitu mingi zenye tunaweza mkalia gangari vibaya sana. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would kindly ask you to share that website whereby we can recall the MPs. People have been asking for it so much. Share it on the comment section and any other input that you would like the members to see. And then you go to the comment section to read some of the insights that our guys are sharing.
Okay,
follow
great.
each other.
I will also add, there is another website that has some of the things, the promises that Ruto made, or the policies that he said to do from when he came into power, the date he did them, the evidence, and if it has been done. So right now we are at 3%. So it's like a list of almost 100 plus things zenye alishaisema, zingine hata ziko alisema kwa Twitter handle yake, zingine alisema kwa parliament, zingine kwa cabinet. So that guy is at 3% as we speak. Kutoa cabinet, kufanya kudrop finance bill na sijui kufanya nini. Amefanya tu vitu tatu out of all the things that have been listed there. So there is also that website that is tracking his promises. So, and there is also another website, I think I'm going to share, inaitwa amnesia something.com or something. Amnesia.com is to remind you Kenyan, if you have forgotten what your politicians are doing to you, unaenda kwa hiyo website unaangalia what your member of parliament did to you, then you remember, fire inaamka tena. Then we need a website ya hao watu wameabductiwa, wamekufa, wale watu wamechapwa kwa polisi, ukisikia ni kama unalegea, unaenda una open moto inaamka. So I'm going to put them here in the chat. So guys, go check if your MP
Thank
recall
you.
nini yake imeshaanza. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Global, are you there? Mogusu?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, take your 3 minutes
Yes.
and try to follow
Thank you.
each other. Try to check on the comment section. There are some things that people are tagging on the comment section, and try to follow each other. The conversation continues.
Yeah. Thank you so much. First of all, I'm still mourning for the loss of the fallen soldiers, and the first thing that I would like to point out is we should not stop civic education. Let's continue educating. Do civic education wherever you are. Those people, the border people, those people who are being hired, even the policemen who are doing all these atrocities, let us explain to them the importance of what we are doing, and if possible, let's educate them on the 2010 Constitution about their rights and also what we are doing. And even our parents and people who are in the villages, please, let's continue to educate them. And also, let's not stop what we were doing from the beginning. That is, for instance, making the posters with education, highlighting this corruption and highlighting how much this money which is being stolen, how much it can do, maybe like building schools. Let's educate our mothers back home in their chamas. Let's tell them that the money that the politicians give as contributions, those are money that are being stolen. So let's try to make this for them to understand in their own way, using the chamas. Let's educate even in the churches, when we go to our churches with the people that we interact with them. Let's do civic education. And sometimes even we can decide maybe to come up with strategies whereby we can go to the markets. We say today, let's go to the Kangemi market. We just go there and we just do civic education about the constitution so that the Mama Mboga can really understand what's going on. So apart from the physical war that we are having, it's also important for us to change the mindset of our people. And also, these policemen, they are not, they are our brothers. So let's try to engage them. Also, let's try to educate them so that they can understand the importance of what's going on, whereby once this succeeds, all of them will also be beneficiaries of this. So let's take advantage of that, and let's ensure that everyone is on board. Let's not leave people outside. Please, let's educate everybody, and I believe that everyone will come on the right side and also make right decisions. When we say we deplatform the politicians, they will be able to understand. But now they cannot understand because they don't have that civic education which me and you, we have already gotten. And for my instance, I have learned a lot from this past 1 month, because I've been listening to different spaces. I've been listening to different knowledge from different people. So let's continue with the education, civic education. Once you get the information, please go out, explain it to that border, explain it to that Gen Z who is being hired or who is being used as goon. Let's help them to understand exactly what this is. So I believe that once we do that, will have a change of mindset, which is very important for this movement. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those who have spoken kindly drop off from the speaker. And we've agreed that civic education is our first mandatory. It's actually mandatory to everyone. But the border guys are wondering why are guys going to town. So it's mandatory that that neighbor, that house girl that you're talking to there, they don't know what's going on. Educate them because we need everybody in the next election and in the coming actions. So guys, civic education starts with you. You, the knowledge, share it with everybody that is near you. So if you've spoken, kindly drop so that I can add other speakers. I don't have to remove you from the panel. I'll always circulate back after everyone is out. We have almost 56 requests. And lift up your hand so that I can see others. The space is starting to act up again. When it runs longer, then it starts acting up. Even if you find you're being dropped, it's not us. You just request again and then you'll circulate the mic. Mogusu, if you can hear me. Kenyan, if you can hear me. Carol.
So I've been here like the whole day, and I hope you can hear me. And what I've heard people saying is we need to re-strategize. So like I don't know, I'm not an IT expert. Is there a way that we can do like a dark web for us to be communicating these things? Tunapata watu ghafla bingu because they're in our spaces, they're everywhere, they're on Twitter, they're on Telegram, wako moja moja. Is there a way we can encrypt a secret code for us to be communicating with each other? Tunawashtua. Because as is there a way that we can communicate with each other? Because talking of strategizing, sorry about my English. Like watu wa IT, we come up with a cryptic way to communicate with each other. Wanatupata tao kama wako anajua hivyo tu. Like is there a way?
Anybody in IT? Maguso, you want to respond?
Yes, yes. I'm here.
Do you want to respond to what Caroline has asked? Or you
Oh,
just
no,
want
no,
to
no,
make
no,
a
no.
submission?
I
Okay,
wanted to
just
know
chill.
something.
Caroline, are you
Okay.
done?
Oh yeah, I was just asking Mogusu, is there a way that we can
Now we'll ask our
encrypt
IT team. We'll ask our IT team. Moguso said he's not aware of that. We have guys that are in internet, the ones that were talking about the blockchain. So we'll ask them if there's such a thing that people can communicate.
like our secret dark web or something like that, where they cannot infiltrate, possibly.
Okay, that's a point. We'll try to ask around. We have many, even in other spaces. Thank you for that. So Mogusi, you'll go. Then Ibrahim. Then most
Yes,
Kenyan,
thank
then
you.
Kenyan. Yeah. It's 3 minutes so
Thank
that
you.
we can capture everybody. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I want to talk about even everybody is aware that this issue, I've been too much tormented about this issue of people killed in Nairobi, whereby I saw this news about this lady was killed and their parents went to see the mortuary for seeing the body. I was too much bitter when I saw, I think the sister falling down and fainting. I was really touched. That night I never slept for sure. These people are killing people now, whatever they are producing results are saying that there's no end bullet on these bodies. For sure, they are lying to us. There's something they are doing and they are hiding from us. Second thing, I want to talk about, there's one of our members who talked about this interns, that's JSS teachers. I'm too much angry about this government. I have too much friends wherever I'm staying. I'm from Nakuru. These people are working for 17,000 salary. One guy is paying rent in town, 5,000, 12,000, meaning this guy is orphan, blah, blah, this guy's family. Every day this guy is on my door. Please assist me 10 shillings, I don't have anything. There's this woman called Nas Masharia. This lady is almost 61 years. This lady should evacuate from this office immediately. This lady suspended almost 900 interns. Where is this money going? Every month, every year, we see teacher entering into payroll system of TSC. There's no proper procedure now. They are putting this people on this payroll. For example, you see These politicians are also giving letters. We don't know where how this woman is selling these letters to these people. For sure, 100% this only is selling this letter. These politicians are also giving letters. We don't know where how this woman is selling these letters to these people. For sure, 100% this only is selling this letter.
Maguso? Oh, wow. I think we lost him. Kenyan, you can go, and then most Kenyan, then Ibrahim. Sharon, you're welcome. Guys, if you're on the speaker request, kindly just be patient. I'm trying like everyone to get at least 2 minutes each. We've been here the whole day. We wish for everyone to
I'm
air
here.
out because today we are demonstrating. Chill out, man. Today we are demonstrating on spaces. So if you're tired, you sleep, the other person is carrying on. So guys, if you're just arriving, I'll give you Wangu if you're feeling you have a pressing issue. But Mugusu, are you done? And if
I'm
you're
not
on the
alone.
waiting
Them done.
list,
One minute, please.
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was talking this issue of TSC, Kenya Teacher Service Commission. This is a fair logic commission. Also, this if this president is
What do
serious,
you
he
want?
should check on these people. We have too much people are suffering in terms of interns. They don't have nothing. And even I can tell you reality, I go through most schools which I call these HSS schools. Nothing is going on there. Totally, kids are praying from morning up to evening and come home. Nothing. They are coming here telling us you want to do like this. Like nothing is going on there. Teachers have not decided. They will teach according to what they are running. Our education in Kenya is too much totally messed up. And that is all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was Kenyan. Wangu, if you're ready, just pick the mic and then
Yeah,
we save time.
thank you. Thank you for having me. I just wanted to sort of support what most people have said, really, and to say this is the time. Um, we have already um, gone through what we have gone through as citizens. But I think I agree with most speakers that we need to strategize. And by that, having one thing that we are focusing, okay, we have so many, because our country is really messed up in terms of governance and other things. I think I agree with some speakers who have talked about having that one major thing that we are focusing on as a group, as a major focus point, even though we are fighting these other areas. And I can take us back to the trigger of this movement, if I may. The reason why the movement started was mainly because of the finance bill that united us all to come to oppose the bill. And I think that should sort of extend to now wanting the government to show accountability in terms of being transparent about the public debt. Okay, they went and they borrowed money in our name as citizens, as a country, and they need to show us what did they borrow, when did they borrow it, where has the money gone. And I agree with the person who said we can follow that through the General Audit Office and get the right information and then spread the word. I have seen IMF being called out, the fact that their strategy of just loaning countries money without accountability for it, or rather the way they are going in terms of accountability is very discriminatory and inhumane in the fact that they don't care about the person at the lowest of the pyramid, where the working class are and the poorest of our people are, and they don't care about it. And we are not only, this is what I want us to realize, we are not just fighting the battle that we are fighting in Kenya in terms of economic oppression. It's not just about us, it's worldwide. We just happen to be the pioneers who are saying enough is enough. We need to realize that even in East Africa, the finance bills were passed not long ago, and their citizens did not demonstrate and protest. So, yes, we are who we think we are, and we are not going to stop. And I agree, we need to have a focus point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wangu. Thank you very much for your contribution. Kenyan?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Now,
Sharon,
in
you go after
19,
Kenyan. Sorry, carry on.
yeah, in 1952, Cuba underwent almost the same scenario of what we are going through Kenya right now. General Batista had his regime so constrained with these three big issues. Number one, corruption. Number two, social inequality, social and economic inequality. The third one was the lack of justice. Exactly the same things that are bedeviling our country. And this is the only solution out for our president. He has to kill corruption at all levels. He has to bring social and economic equity among his people. And he has to fight injustice. I think failure to do any of these things will not will exacerbate our problems. Remember, there's thousands of people in villages and in cities that have faced injustice, not only now during this season, but all the way from 80s, 90s, early 2000s. They have pain. They have lost lands. They have been grabbed by, the big and mighty. And all these people are in this movement. There are people who are facing economic inequality, the Gen Zs, the millennials. We don't have jobs. I mean, so many of us, if you go back to our villages, there is even no inheritance that we are going to receive from our parents. And therefore, that leaves for us to fight for a better Kenya. Now, in Cuba, after this movement had begun, there emerged one man called Fidel Castro and his friend and his brother Raul Castro and his other friend Che Guevara. I know we have been leaderless for a time, but I believe going forward, a leader is going to emerge amongst us. The only thing that I'm asking us to do is when that leader will emerge. Like now, right here, I can see one of our friends, K.O.T. Sonko, is hosting us. When that leader will emerge, he will deliver our people to the promised land. In Cuba, they had the July 26th movement. In Kenya, we went to parliament on 25th June. It's going to be the 25th June movement that is going to change our country. And I could be wrong, but I want to suggest one person. I don't know if he will be interested in leading this movement, but I can tell you, if we had, I don't know if you're a friend to him, but I believe if we had Mike Sonko leading this movement, he is not straight, he has his own weaknesses, but I can tell you the only leader relatable with this generation is Mike Sonko. If you are his friend, tell Mike Sonko to come out and start talking about these issues. We have, yes, the Wanjigis, but is really not very relatable with our people. But I know there will emerge a man, a woman, even if it's Casmuel or whoever, and we are going to deliver this country. We are not going to be leaderless, because if we will be leaderless for long, this thing will diffuse. Let us get, I hope one day we'll host a space and discuss at least either one leader or a council of leaders that will take us forward. But if our president will not fight corruption, social inequality and economic inequality, and if the injustice that has been committed from all the levels in the villages to the higher levels in Nairobi, the houses of representatives, then this thing is not going away. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kenyan. Thank you, Kenyan. I'm a bit taken aback, but I value and respect everyone's opinion. And As stated and as I still state, and that is now my personal opinion, as you've given your own. I'm a co host. I'm not supposed to be biased, but I would not vote for anybody that has always had questionable characters. That is my perception. So, on your note, I will rest it at that. I appreciate Ndewa is joined in. If you've spoken, you kindly drop. I don't have to drop you. People are really on my neck with joining the speaker panel. Sharon, you've been lifting up your hand for long, and let's respect his opinion. We're actually trying to look for leaders at the moment, but we're not looking for a leader to lead us. We're looking for direction. We need somebody who understands our constitution, somebody who walks in our shoes, somebody who knows our do's and the don'ts in Kenya, somebody who is going to deliver what the people want. Sharon, take the mic.
Okay, hi everybody, and first of all I want to tumewapoteza wenye wako kazi, we love them all. So yes, kila mtu ako na their point and we really respect that. Hapo mambo na Sonko, I don't know about that, but my main point is this: we are looking for a leader, yes, but what strategy are we going to use on how, so that we know on how we are going about this to choose our leaders? And then secondly, I will emphasize on the IDs. In as much we want to call our MPs, we want to do this and that, but I think tunafinywa hapo kwa IDs. So I'm emphasizing on IDs. So if we can have one major goal, hata tukiamua next Tuesday tunaenda maandamano, or even the way we are talking on space, kama tunaweza elewana, we put this major emphasis on IDs. Tujue vile tutapewa ID, tujue when tutapewa ID, kwa sababu tukisukuma at least they will hear us, but tukiendelea kuongea hivi kwa space hawatafanya anything. And then another thing, IBC ikitengenezwa, how are we going to choose somebody from the our movement waende watu represent? If it can be either a woman and a gentleman, waende watu represent huko, because we need eyes all over. Juu hata wakieka IBC na hakuna mtu huko mwenye atatu oversee kenye inaendelea, then tuta lose to the same. So I'm asking, how are we going to go about the IBC issue of at least if we can get one of person from our group to represent us, na hiyo emphasis ya IDs pia. That is a major thing that maybe we should concentrate on that first, on how we are going to get ID, and also that we know how to proceed on the next strategy. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, host. May I just have a contribution on what he has just raised?
That's Wakili.
Yes, Ndegwa.
Kindly go on.
On that issue of the ID, I've been very persistent and consistent that we need to have the machines that produce IDs devolved to our counties to make sure that we expedite the process of the production of IDs and make it accessible to every person who has not acquired the ID. Remember, the ID is one of the biggest arsenal that we have. When all the guns are silent, when all the water cannons are silent, when all the tear gas is silent, we'll be left with an ID at a place called the polling station. Despite the fact that we are 28 million strong, we may lose the war if we are not duly registered. Why? Because it's only those people who are registered who will be able to participate in this revolution. Because the revolution will persist until the day we get the tyrant, until we get the day we get the despot out of that house. Number two, on the criteria of coming up with leaders. Any leader who qualifies or who meets the criteria under Chapter 6 of the Constitution, that is a man or woman whom we are looking for. A person, a lamp without blemish, a person beyond reproach, a person who fits the description of the sister's wife. And I believe there are many of us of that criteria and who can fit that bill. On the question of the IBC, is a very crucial situation. And I want to remind members and the listeners here that the most important aspect is the criteria for selecting the panel that will eventually interview the commissioners. I mentioned previously that we'll have 9 panelists. One of them will come from Azimio Coalition. One of them will come from the KK Coalition. 3 of them will be elected by the Political Party Liaison Committee. Political Party Liaison Committee is a committee that has been constituted by all the registered political parties. The other one will come from, I think the church will have 2, and then the civil service will also have 1. So in total, there will be 9. These panelists are the ones that we must make sure that they are people, they are women of integrity, people who cannot be compromised. So as we proceed, because the Gen Zs have not been participating in matters of political party, we may not have an opportunity of selecting, but we may have the opportunity of putting these individuals to a test and to a scale and say that if you do not have this criteria, if you do not meet this criteria, you are not qualified to sit in that particular panel. If the panel is constituted of bad people, people who cannot be trusted, people who cannot be held to account, remember the principle, garbage in, garbage out, we'll still find ourselves with an incompetent IBC. Finally, we must have individuals who speak our language in that particular committee panel, so that at the end of the day, our revolution will have representatives in that particular panel. And then those are the issues I wanted to raise. I find them quite fundamental. Number 3, and the last one is that we must keep the fire burning. The revolution must not die. Today we have successfully, as the LSK, been able to stay the directives that were issued by these acting IG. We have stayed them, they are no longer effective. So we need now to start going to the next level of our revolution. And the next level of our revolution, perhaps we need to start now redefining ourselves, where we are having perhaps things like projects like sit-ins. If you're not having sit-ins, we should have something like the, the debates in town halls, meetings, so that we keep on synthesizing our people. And then the other thing is that we must insist that the revolution is a non-violence revolution, is a non-violence approach. And we must call out those individuals who are bringing up the violence. Today, the IG confirmed through his presser that he knows the goons, that he has met with the goons, and that the goons are there to disrupt us. You ask yourself, which competent police officer or police force will identify of the incompetence that is this country is suffering? I beg to rest my case. Kindly consider on that issue of the ID, consider on that issue of the IBC selection panel, and the idea of pushing an non-violent movement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wakili, and it's good to have you. And we actually celebrate on your inputs, you guys. You really stood with us, and we appreciate you.
Thank you.
In a big way.
We are behind you. We will not leave this revolution until we win.
Amen to that. Guys, you heard it, yeah? Let's. There's also another lawyer in the house. He's always with us. Kindly say hi to Steve Bogwa. Kindly say hi to the meeting, and then we can continue.
I want to salute you all and the patriots and those who even turned up today to some activism sometimes is not necessarily being out there and actively protesting. Sometimes even sharing knowledge and enlightening our parents, our colleagues on the need to respect the rule of law is one of the aspects of being active citizens, because this is our nation and this is our country that we must shape the future how it needs to look like. I want to first start by thanking the High Court. Today was very grateful. They at least they upheld the rule of law by suspending those bans which we saw the acting IG trying to put across to ban protests. Because what I would like the public to know, if such an act is allowed, where an inspector of police can wake up in the morning and declare that they have suspended particular sections of the law, which or particular rights which are enshrined in our constitution, it clearly means that these rights are given to you by the government, and therefore the government has a right to take them away as they wish or when they feel they are not able to. The government need to know that the Bill of Rights, it is an inherent bill of rights that we were born with. They are there for us, and they cannot be taken